Hey guys, Andrew here for Nextrift, and this is the Asus ZenBook 13. It is a very sleek and compact productivity laptop, and this is our quick hands-on of this laptop. Right off the bat, the ZenBook 13's compact form factor stands out. Thanks to the minimal bezels surrounding the display, this 13-inch laptop is supposedly even smaller than an A4 size paper, and that's very impressive. Besides that, the webcam of the laptop, which is placed at the top of the display, also supports Windows Hello, so you just have to look at it and it will log you into the computer automatically. As for the display quality itself, the 13.3-inch 1080p IPS display works just fine. It has very good and punchy colors, but glare can be an issue with this laptop because of the glossy screen. So if you use your laptop at bright outdoors most of the time, it's something that you have to keep in mind. Despite its compact form factor, the ZenBook 13 actually has a pretty complete selection of ports. These include one USB-C connection, two USB-A ports, which are full-size USB connections, an HDMI output, as well as a micro SD card slot. I would have loved for an SD card slot instead, but I imagine the average consumer wouldn't really care about this. So yeah. And if you want to do a little bit of gaming, you'll be very happy to know that the ZenBook 13 comes with NVIDIA's MX150 GPU. It's not a high-end GPU by any means, but it will be powerful enough to run Fortnite as well as Diablo 3, if you're into that, pretty well. So you can definitely do some casual gaming. Interestingly, Asus claims that the ZenBook 13 can last up to 14 hours on a single charge. It's a very generous estimate, and honestly I'm not convinced it can last for that long, but I would definitely test it out in a full review of this laptop. Now let's move on to my personal favorite part of any given laptop, which are the input devices. The keyboard of the ZenBook 13, for one, has a pretty standard layout, but it is ever so slightly smaller than a conventional keyboard, so it can feel cramped, especially if you have big hands. But personally for myself, I didn't take too long to adapt to the smaller layout of the keyboard. However, your mileage may vary. As for the trackpad, the glass surface is smooth and it can track my fingers rather accurately. And what's interesting about this trackpad is the fact that the numpad is actually built into the trackpad itself. You just press the top right corner of the trackpad and the numpad will be illuminated. It's not a perfect solution by any means because you don't get the tactility of a physical numpad, but in a laptop this small, you don't get the numpad anyway, so it's pretty good. What makes the ZenBook 13 particularly compelling is the fact that it offers very good value for money. The base model of this laptop, which comes with a Core i5 processor, 8GB of RAM, as well as 512GB of fast PCIe SSD storage, goes for only 4,499 ringgit. If you want the more powerful Core i7 variant instead, that retails at 4,999 ringgit. At this price point, it's not easy to find for RAM and storage capacity as generous as the one on the ZenBook 13. Overall, the Asus ZenBook 13 does feel like a very promising productivity laptop. It is small, it is sleek, and it offers really good value for money. If there's any reason why I wouldn't recommend the ZenBook 13, it would be if it has bad battery life, which I have not tested yet. Nonetheless, do stay tuned for the full review, which will be posted up at nextrift.com. Like this video if you like it, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and of course, stay tuned for more good stuff to come at Nextrift.